sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy. Much love to all.
Old Burying Hill. This was particularly undesirable property as it had a certain sinister aspect to it, and Diamond was suspected of having specifically occult reasons for the purchase. Just 28 years after the Salem witch trials, people were still superstitious enough to believe this. It was imagined that Diamond was a wizard and that he was practicing black magic in the tangled thicket beside the old cemetery. Certain people claimed to have heard him speaking with the devil along the lonely tracks that ran down the side of the old Burying Hill. However, despite such a fearsome reputation, Diamond's eccentric ways were tolerated by the Marblehead community. New Englanders are nothing if not circumspect, and the wizard's alleged gifts were proving useful to many of the locals. For example, when things went missing or were stolen, he could, when in a trance, usually identify where they had gone or offer some clues as to who the thief might be. However, he had his darker side as well, and this was often experienced by those who crossed him. He would make his way to the center of the cemetery, where his presence would alert his neighbors to the approach of a squall or a storm. There he would call upon the elements to take revenge upon his enemies. Many ships were said to have been lost at sea simply because their captains had fallen out with Diamond. The magician could also aid mariners as well. Sometimes as he stood there amongst the tombstones, neighbors would hear him call out to the captains of certain vessels as if giving them directions in a storm. "Captain Jasper McClelland of the Elizabeth Ann, do you hear me?" he would roar to the leaden skies above the old cemetery. "Keep 4 degrees to starboard, run true until you reach the halfway rock." He would then look around him. "Captain Benjamin Rowe of the Hetty, hear my words. Move 6 degrees to port or you will founder on a shoal." Then his mood would change and a shadow would creep across his face. "Captain William Orne of the Plymouth Lass, hear what I have to say. I curse you from this appointed spot, both you and your brother Jacob, master of the Charlotte Rose. May neither of you ever see port again. May both of you perish with your ships in the storm that is coming. This is my earnest wish and my most fervent prayer." None of those boats whom he had cursed, nor their captains, ever returned to port. Edward John Diamond was a famed magician of Marblehead, Massachusetts. A tall, thin, moody man, Diamond, who lived during the 18th century in a large, old colonial-style house at Little Harbor, Marblehead, could have stepped out of a Lovecraft story. Little about his personal history is known, although he is thought to have been born around the time of the Salem witch trials in 1692. As a young man, he would enter curious trances during which he would neither eat nor sleep, but from which he emerged strangely refreshed and with a foreknowledge of future events. His parents were worried about him and were indeed slightly scared of him and his odd powers. When his father died, Diamond inherited a small amount of money. His father was not a wealthy man, which he used to buy some land which curiously lay on the edge of the town's old Burying Hill.
Thank you for watching. I hope to see you again soon. Till the next time, much love.